Hey, Warrior Saints. Glad to have you beautiful people with us as we continue our conversation from yesterday. Maybe we finish with one. I mean, maybe we could keep going and find more, but the one that really, for me, is the biggest struggle that I am learning to overcome, um, and that I am working hard on is, so you've heard me say this before. To me, the most powerful word in the English language is Lord have mercy. But after that, and only in second place is the word no.
Mm.
Um, and I think that we are all so accustomed, as was I, to say no, yes to everything that comes our way, that all of a sudden I found myself trying to do everything, trying to do both things at the same time in two different locations, thinking I could do it all, trying to do it all, and you know, not just running myself ragged, but also just simply being completely, totally ineffective.
Mm.
Um, and every time, look, it's silly, but we all know it. Every time I say yes to answering a notification on the device, or yes to people coming in, like you were saying earlier, into your office space, whatever, and just jumping right in, or, yes to all of the obligations to attend and speak at others' conferences, and yes, like Peter Drucker did with Chick Sent Me High. Every time I say yes to all that stuff, what I'm really doing is saying no to the stuff that God has given me, the commandment and the direction to do. So I think of it as no. The word no can be respectfully done and should be done. I always say 95% of the opportunities that come our way should be, responded with no. 95%. And maybe it's even less than that because there's so many of them. And so how do we help our warrior saints find the courage to say no?
Watch the movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey. Have you ever seen it?
No.
So it's called Yes Man. And the theory, I see what you did there. Took me a minute, but I got
I
there.
really haven't seen it.
So the movie Yes Man is Jim Carrey's character is always saying no to everything. And they have him walking down the street and, people are shoving flyers in his face. No, no, no. And inviting him to this or that. No, no. And people are like, his friends are always making fun of him. You say no to everything, blah, 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 blah. So they send him to a conference where the guy makes everyone say yes to everything and almost hypnotizes them into, you have to say yes. The answer that you say, and your life will work out better if you just say yes and you become a yes man. And he drives himself crazy because he says yes to everything. And so every time someone is shoving a flyer in his face about a band or a concert or this, it starts out, he's broadening his horizons, having a good time. But as time goes on, he's literally growing crazy, and to the point where he goes and confronts the man who wrote this book about saying yes to everything. And the guy's like, you took that literally? You're not supposed to literally say yes to everything that comes in front of you, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes on from there. But it's this fascinating, all of that is to say, study on what happens if we just say yes and allow ourselves to say yes to everything. Because if we just get ourselves down this rabbit hole where we're going and doing anything and everything all the time, we are going to go crazy.
Right.
Because that's ultimately what happens. He's a mortgage lender, and he just starts saying yes to everyone. And it works out for some people, and some people the bank loses their shirt and then he loses his job and blah, blah, blah. It's insanity to say yes to everything.
But we do it.
We do. And then we're surprised that we're insane.
Yeah, totally. So it seems clear to me, and I know that everybody knows it, that you can't say yes to everything realistically. But there's a lot of fear and discomfort to actually say no to things and to, opportunities.
Well, yeah, and I think it's a discomfort with you have someone in front of you asking you for something and you're going to say no to them, right? There's a physical person standing in front of you.
Right.
You don't want to hurt them. You don't want to say no to them. We went to a wedding last week and then were invited to a party last minute on the same day. I had stress about not being able to go and do both.
Right.
I wanted to do both, but there was no way that we would have been able mentally and physically to have done both.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good image because I did both. So you know this very well. I
Yep.
don't go out on Saturday nights. I mean, that's been one of my longstanding rules, simply because I need to be home preparing for preaching the next day. As the only priest in the parish here, I had to do the wedding because I'm the one who would do the sacrament of marriage. But we decided to go to the reception. You know, I love all of our people. This particular couple are dear to my heart, and I'm just going to say it. I hope no one ever gets offended by this, but the reception was on our property. So I literally just walked next door, and it was beautiful. It was awesome. And we were out the door by like 7:30, which for most weddings, you know, that's how I love to do it. It was awesome. And the bride was gorgeous. The groom was awesome. I mean, it was just a great day. It worked quick, but now I'm out on a Saturday night. And so we decided, my bride and I, to stop on the way home at that second party because I was also invited to it, which was equally as awesome. It was a birthday celebration, a big,
Milestone.
a milestone, thank you, birthday party for someone who I think is freaking rock star and love, and went, and we were there for like an hour and we had a ball. I mean, it was just fun. It was quick. But here I disobeyed my own rule. And by the time I got home, it was close to 9 p.m. And that's not late. But all of the work that I was supposed to be doing to prepare, even if my sermon was written already, which it was, but to practice it so I can deliver it well with the cadence I want and so on, I didn't. I went home, I went to bed. You know what I mean? And it's just because I tried to do it all. Now, it wasn't bad. All of it was beautiful stuff. The people are great, but that inability, because I feel that, sorry, I've rambled a lot about all that, but it's that sense of obligation, and we don't want to hurt someone. That was what you said. Here was the point that came to my head that I got lost on. I think we need to get comfortable with the idea that when we say no to someone, we are saying no to the opportunity they are giving us, not to the person, him or herself. And if they can't deal with that, they need to grow up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense what I'm saying? Yeah.
That actually makes perfect sense. Because you're not saying no to the person.
I still love them.
Right.
Even though I don't go to their parties.
We're just saying that we can't participate in that particular thing.
Right.
And FOMO and all of those things exist, but the reality is we're not saying no to the person. We're saying no to the opportunity.
Right.
Yep.
Totally. Yep. And absolutely. And the FOMO stuff you bring up, I've also learned that like this is it was a powerful revelation for me too, is what if I miss it? It's going to be such a good party. It'll be so fun. And, people are there and I love them all. And we love our people and it'll be a blast, but I'm supposed to be doing this. And, what if I miss out? I've grown to realize that a couple of things. One, there will always be another opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, God may come and take me. Okay, fine. Then there's no more opportunities. But if that happens, it happens. Outside of that kind of stuff, there will always be another opportunity to meet with people, to join with people, to, have those relationships, solidified and grow them. And also, and this is the overarching, really like that overarching theme about like do your one thing and focus where you need to focus. I've also realized that as fun as this or that engagement or opportunity may be, I have more fun when I'm doing my stuff. And so if I'm saying no to that and wasting time, I missed out. But if I say no to that and I'm doing my stuff, baby, I'm killing it, right?
Yeah.
Like I absolutely love preaching scripture. When I teach our Bible studies here, I don't care if one guy comes or 1,000 of them show up. I'm electric.
Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie.
All right. I love it. I get jazzed. I mean, it's for me flow. It's gone in an hour and I'm like, what? That's it. And secretly, I'm going to wrap myself out. I always tell our Bible study group, we're 1 hour, 6:30 to 7:30. I won't keep you long, but like at 7:29, I'm like, oh my God, please ask another question. Let me keep going. And if they drag it out till 8 until 8:30, even though I promise that I won't, I love it because that's my thing. I just love preaching the gospel. And so if I'm saying no to a party in order to do that, I've won in my mind.
Yeah. And everybody knows that you love it.
Do they?
You can tell,
Yeah.
right? Because we become electric in those moments where we are enjoying what we're doing
Yeah.
because we're doing what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. And it's
We come
inspiring.
alive that way.
Yeah, it's inspiring too. And I don't mean to say about myself, but like when I see you or him or her doing things and they're killing it, it's like, even if it's a totally different direction than mine, I'm like, inspired by it. I want to go get some in
Yeah.
my world, you know? So, anyways, all right.
I think this has been an awesome discussion.
I kind of agree. So, I guess bottom line is we've got to take control of all of those things that distract us in our lives because they're causing, if nothing else, and they're causing many others, but if nothing else, they are taking us away from our highest calling and making our highest contribution to the world, what I think God has called us to do. So turn off the notifications, don't bite. Maybe schedule times in the day. I've done that. I'm trying that and experimenting and it works. Like at this time and at this time, I'll check email or whatever. Learn how to say no. And recognize that when you say no to someone, you're saying no to the thing they're offering, not to the person and their worth. Find your one thing so that you have a point of reference that you are saying no to so that you can say yes to this thing. And I guess lastly, as a recap, remember that the highest focus, as Jesus told Martha in Luke 10, as Jesus told us in Matthew 6 in the Sermon on the Mount, and what we heard in Psalm 1 and Psalm 119 and Proverbs 9, all the stuff that we went through, let the word of the Lord be that focus which guides your principles and all that good stuff. Love it. Great stuff. All right. Well, we'll be back on Sunday, Orthros Liturgy, as usual, 9 and 10 a.m. Pacific, respectively. We'll be back next week. We had a lot of topics today that were like teasers we could talk about next week. We'll figure something out, but we'll be back. Check out our stuff at warriorsaints.org. And we referenced Understanding the Bible. It is wicked awesome. We're starting to upload some new things, not just going through each book, but also the major stories like creation or Noah and the flood and so on. So it's coming along well, wonderfully. Love you. Thank you. We'll be back on Monday as always. Keep walking on the way of the warrior saint.